is Princess Friend, and I am here to have a live stream. It's been a little bit since we've had one, and I feel really kind of bad about that. We've missed it the last couple of months. Actually, I think the last one we did was in August. So August, September, and October we skipped, and I don't necessarily know why. It just sort of happened that way. So the sad part about all of that is that obviously I haven't been around to interact with all of you beautiful people here on the channel. I have been posting videos, but the videos there have been less. I have posted a lot less in the last couple of months than I had previously. So I kind of I'm going to start off the video just kind of talking about why. Just so that you guys know what's kind of going on in my life. And then after that, excuse me, after that, I have a couple of other things. That's the Popeyes that I just ate. I have a couple of other things that, I want to kind of talk about and really just kind of talk about the channel, where we're going, how we're doing, because it's all in the up and up. We're looking really good here. So the first thing is, before we jump into that, let's see the intro here. All right. See, I even have like a little bit of an intro. And hello to everybody who is popping in here. I know that it's Thanksgiving night or the night before Thanksgiving. That's not really a thing. Thanksgiving Eve. So I know that after I'm done here, I'm going to be going and cleaning up my kitchen and stuff, getting ready for tomorrow. But yeah, so just hello to everybody right now. We have about 25 people here. So thank you for coming and hanging out with me, for the short time, at least, that we'll have here. Make sure that if you're here, go ahead and hit that like button. If you hit that like button, apparently I heard that if you are here and you hit the like button, that it increases the likeliness that other people get the alert that we're here. So if you can, hit that like button, and then other people will join us, and it'll be fun. So hello to Just Amari, Marsha, Starstar Draws, bleh, Brian, Prince Gal, October 19th, Teresa, Kelly, Mia Boca, Brenda, Norberto, Teresa, Tiffany, NR99. Wow, so many people here. So anyway, so what ended up happening recently is obviously my youngest son just started school, Evan. All of you know Evan if you've seen some of the videos with him in them. And he is in school now, so he's in preschool. And not only did he get us sick, which completely threw off our entire what is the word? Our entire rhythm of how I would record tons of videos and then I would have time to edit them, and it just threw me off entirely when I was sick for almost an entire month. And and then after I was sick for almost an entire month, I was sick off and on pretty much throughout October. But also it's just we've had many more school functions. I have become part of the what's it called? Parent council, not PTA, it's not really that, but basically I'm one of the head parents who are there and helping to make decisions for the direction and stuff. So that's taking up quite a bit of my time as well. And what that means is that instead of 2 to 3 videos that I've been trying to do previously, I've mostly just been shooting for 2. So that's basically what I've been going for, and hoping that I'm doing a pretty good job getting out at least 2 videos a week. We did just put out 1 last week. We did put out 2. Actually, we put out 3 the week before and put up 2 the week before that. So we've been doing okay. We've been doing okay. I've been trying to bring the numbers back up in terms of video, because there was a little bit there where I was only posting 1 video a week, and I think I even skipped a couple of weeks there. But that's how that happens. So yeah, I mean, honestly, that's the big thing. We also were doing a lot of house hunting because we're thinking about possibly moving out of our current house into a larger house that will give me the ability to have a room, like an office to myself, you know, like I had before my son was born, basically giving me a space that I would be able to do this in a much more creative way, in a bigger way. Basically, I'm very, very excited about that. So, um, so we've been doing a lot of house hunting over the last like month or so, but obviously involved in that is I've been doing a whole lot of handyman work. So I've been doing the honeydew list. I've been fixing things and changing things and installing things. So that's been a lot of what I've been doing, and that's been draining a lot of my video making as well. With all of that said, that doesn't mean that I'm not, you know, here. I'm here with you guys. Also, I have a lot of really amazing ideas for videos that I'm going to be coming out with. I'm gonna look up here because I keep looking here because I'm looking at like the thing here, the chat and whatnot. But I'm gonna look up here. Um, but I am here and I have tons of ideas for new videos that are going to be coming. The one that I just put out yesterday was, you know, the lyrical breakdown of Seven, which is one that I've been pondering for a while, but it was hard for me to figure out exactly how I wanted to structure the video. So it did take a little bit for me to do and get in the right way that I really kind of wanted to present that information. You know, when I was at Celebration, I remember when JD Steele like dropped that on us, and I was like, did everybody else just hear that? Is that what Seven's about? And then like I went home from Celebration and I listened to Seven like on repeat because I was just like, I have to unravel this. Like I'd only heard maybe once or twice before that it was about the record industry, but I was like, obviously it's the seven deadly sins. But oh my God, it was just so good. When I with the epiphany hit and I was like, yeah, that was good. I like that. So we did get that out recently. We did get the review for the beautiful ones out recently, so that was good. We've gotten a lot of really good videos out. Obviously, I did the 3-disc review of Crystal Ball, which was a lot of work, but I was super happy with the outcome. I really liked the fact that you guys enjoyed my little funny infomercial thing that I made up. That, and again, like I'm just trying to stretch my kind of more creative legs when it comes to like video making. I have been working on some scripts and stuff, and that was just like kind of an example of what I could do just filming just myself. Just imagine what'll happen, if I have somebody to hold the camera or if I have, somebody to hold a boom mic, or I'm going to be dangerous if I get people helping me. So I did like that was that you guys all seem to enjoy my little bit of like funny creativity, because I can just be on a video and just make a joke, but it's different when it's visual like that, so hello to Teresa, Richard, Chris, Tiffany, Tony. Hey, you guys, I see you guys in here. I'm not responding to everybody right now. I usually try to get all my rambling out before I go to the Q&A, but but very, very happy to see you guys here. But the channel itself has continued to grow, and November was no exception. We've been doing really, really well in the month of October and November. Even though I've been posting less often, that the videos that I have been posting have been getting really good hits. For instance, in October we had my reaction video to Was Prince in the Closet. I had the 1999 album cover breakdown in October. October was also the Morse Day book review. So October was and October was the very first wordplay that I did on Purple Rain. Maybe I'll make it once a month where I'll do it, because now I guess this is November's is going to go ahead and be 7, and I'll start racking up the ideas for, which ones to do for December. But there's something crazy that's going on. Is you guys are sticking with me even when I started to get a little bit less consistent with my uploads. So I really just kind of want to thank all of you for sticking with me here. And especially I want to thank my patrons, because my patrons, I don't think I've posted anything like new to them in this entire month. So, and I feel bad about that. Well, I mean, I did give them early access to the infomercial that I made for Crystal Ball, but this month wasn't that big in the way of, rewards for being a patron. So the big thing that I want to do is in December, for anybody who wants to be a patron, if you can see the link here, patreon.com/princessfriend, I'm going to have kind of like how I did a couple of months ago where I had a different present for you guys every month. I plan on doing, or every week, I plan on doing a present for you guys every week. So it'll be nice. Hopefully you guys, if you want to be a patron, jump on and you can enjoy the little extras. But I'm still going to be posting my normal videos here. So oh man, there's just oh my god, there's so much like fun stuff happening. Paisley, and I actually have a couple of news videos that I need to do because I've gotten some news that here's the thing is that like I do report on stuff kind of late sometimes, and it's because I really try to vet stuff, and also sometimes I'm busy and I don't follow up on every lead. That's why it's good not to just listen to one source on your news, is because I will probably focus over here where somebody else might report something else over here. I'm just saying, I love that people come to me and they like my opinion on stuff. But I do want to say, like, anytime you guys get, good news or any kind of information, pertaining to print, feel free to hit me up on Facebook or on Twitter or anywhere. I guess Instagram, but Instagram less so. But feel free to hit me up at any of those locations. I mean, that's here at Princess Friend YT. Definitely hit me up on any of those platforms and send me links and stuff, because if it's a big enough thing, then I'll jump on and I'll make a video about it. I'll try to give everybody the skinny and get more information disseminated out to the masses, because that's what I like to try and do. When I have a moment, I do like to be informative, I can't wait until like I get there's other news coming and stuff, so it should be nice. In further news here, I actually do have another conversation that I'm going to be having with Chris Lacey, and we're going to be recording that next week. So that's going to be fun for everybody who enjoyed Chris Lacey's involvement here on the channel. We did the Batman conversation. We did the Black Album versus the Love Sexy album conversation. So we've had a couple of really good series of videos that we've put up on here and some really great discussions. I love talking with that guy. So we have another discussion that we have planned for next week. I also should be, if nothing changes and the weather stays the same and nobody gets sick, but I should be interviewing Wally Safford next week. I've had actually a couple of conversations with him, wished him a congratulations on releasing his book and all of that stuff. And, I'm like, well, maybe we should go ahead and we should make this official. So let's go ahead and do an actual interview and we can talk about things. And I think it'll be interesting. So I'm excited for that interview. I've also been in communication with Kat Glover and her people again. So hopefully that's going to turn into rescheduling that conversation that I really wanted to have with Kat a few months ago before both of our worlds went topsy-turvy. So, but yeah, so there's some good stuff on the horizon, and maybe some of that stuff might wait until the new year. I know December is really, really busy for some people, but for me, I'm just here, I'm just doing my thing, and if people want to jump in and have fun with me, then I'm all good with that. So if I'm having fun and Kat says, "Hey, can I come have fun with you?" Yeah, come on, Kat. Let's do it. So anyway, that's kind of how I treat my channel here, just in general. It's all about just kind of having fun. That's what it's all about. But I do have the review for The Truth that I'm working on right now. It took me a long time to really get the one for Crystal Ball just right. So I'm working on the Truth, and then I'm going to do Kama Sutra, and then after that I might wait a little bit before I do the next Prince album. I think I want to try and wait and absorb all of the Crystal Ball experience, because there's even like a couple of other ones that I need to end up doing kind of around that time. I think I need to do like the Days of Wild single. I think that's one that I need to hit. So there's a few different ones that I'm pretty excited to hit. Oh, no, that doesn't come till later. Anyway, never mind. But anyway, this is how live streams work, by the way. This is where I kind of stare into the camera, and sometimes not, where I'm looking here, and I kind of ramble about the channel. This is what it's like in person. If you were kind of just hanging out with me, then I can be a little bit much. But I'm hoping that this really just shows you like how excited I really am every time that I'm on here with you guys. For anybody who is wondering, my other two channels, MPQ Mastery and The Turnout, are doing pretty well as well. Doing a bunch of reviews of the Charmed second season over on The Turnout, and MPQ Mastery actually just hit 1,600 subs. So, bam, doing really, really well on my other channels, which I was actually thinking that those channels would take away from my time here, but it really hasn't. It's the channels haven't been the thing that's drawn me away. It's been like me and my kid installed like doors in our house, and it took us all freaking day. That was Monday. So like Monday I did nothing. So just because I installed 2 doors, we still have to replace the other 3, but we replaced 2 of the doors. It's ridiculous. So anyway, I think that's pretty much what's going on here. Like I said, I think the big thing for me is I'm seeing a lot of stuff with Paisley. And I kind of just want to give like a quick shout out to Paisley. Paisley Park is, they're reopening their doors. I got an email where they are going to give discounts if you book like tours and stuff after the new year, like, so you can pre-plan them. So because they're trying to get the business coming back in. I saw that Paisley opened it up so that you can actually take pictures in more locations in Paisley, which I think is pretty cool as well. So there's a bunch of other stuff like with Paisley that I'm just really excited. Like, I think the estate's doing a pretty good job. And, we had the Prince memoir come out. We have 1999 Deluxe coming out, along with Paisley reopening its doors. Really just bringing people in to the Prince experience. And I'm hoping that that's going to end up bringing more people into his music and appreciation of Prince, opening it up. I did see one really good video, and I might try to find it and maybe share it on my Facebook, because I saw it on Facebook, but it was a bunch of kids in the sound stage, and they were all singing along to Prince doing Free Yourself. And that was really, really cool. That was really, really cool to see, like, all the kids hanging out in Paisley and singing Free Yourself. Because I shared this on Twitter, but just recently I was in the car with my youngest, my 3-year-old, and I was like, "Hey, Bubby, I'm going to teach you a good song." And I put on Free Yourself, and I was just kind of singing it with him, trying to get him to sing the words. And like, I started crying. It was ridiculous, honestly, because I've sang and listened to that song so many times. But I think it was just like the fact that I was trying to teach him this like super uber positive song that is from like a man who, was really just trying to get everybody to be the best that they could be. And, and trying to teach that to him, knowing that, Prince, I've done my morning, like, but every so often it kind of comes back, and it's just like, man, like you're not going to get any music like this anymore. It's sad. It's sad sometimes when it just hits you, and it just kind of came out of left field for me. So it's interesting. It's very, very interesting that it would hit me in such a way that, that I was like crying. I wasn't crying like a baby. I wasn't like bawling, but it was just like, while I'm trying to sing the words, I was like tearing up. So I was like, I just can't sing it. I could listen to it just fine, but if I tried to sing the words, it was like, that ain't working. Okay, so all right, so now that I got all of that out of the way, hello everybody. Welcome to the Q&A portion, where now I'm going to go back through some of the questions and what that are here, and I'm going to answer some questions. So let's let's do that. Let's do that part. Hold on, I gotta take this off. None. All right, so I'm gonna take that off. And just so you know, with the new program that I'm using for my live streams here, it doesn't keep all of the chat area there. So not everybody is still there. So I'm going to go back as far as it'll let me. But if you if I skip a question or you had a question that you really wanted me to answer, don't forget to type it back in there. You can always hit the super chat as well. And if you hit the super chat, it'll ping me and it'll definitely make sure that I hit it. So, don't forget to, do that too. So, as a matter of fact here, let me open this real quick. I've got a thing here. Yeah. Okay. So I got this thing open. Took me a bit. You'll also see that I activated like stickers and stuff there, so it's really kind of funny. But anyway, yeah. So if there is, I had to open up a different window so that just in case there was a, just in case you do a super chat or whatever, I don't think the other interface is going to show me. So, all right. So let's see what we got here in terms of questions. Loved the Prince memoir and Morse Day books. I agree. That's from Teresa Howard. Thank you so much for that. Let's hopefully somebody will buy the Morse Day book for me tomorrow. Hopefully somebody buys. I want a book. I mean, I already own the book. If somebody gave me a second book, I probably would just give it away. But that's honestly what I probably will do with most of the things that I read Morris's book and just, I might read it once more just in case I missed anything. But after that, why not give it to somebody? I think that's a good idea. Let's see. 7 video is my very favorite Prince video from '95, Mama. Yeah, I mean, it's a really good video. I mean, the visuals are super, super striking. Mary Coleman, love what you do. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Let's see. For December, you should do Another Lonely Christmas. That is not a bad idea. Though I feel like Another Lonely Christmas is not necessarily that difficult to break down the lyrics, because I mean, he is essentially telling a story with the lyrics. What I've been trying to do is hit those songs where there's maybe more metaphor and analogy, and maybe it could have multiple meanings, but Another Lonely Christmas seems pretty straightforward, but maybe we'll see. I talked about Another Lonely Christmas last Christmas where I had an internal debate as to whether Another Lonely Christmas is supposed to be considered a Christmas song. That was a fun video that I did last year, and it got almost no hits, and I spent 2 weeks working on it. I was really mad about that. but that was a pretty fun video. I was pretty excited about it. Let's see. Hey Anna, did I get the book by Randy St. Nicholas? I did. I have not opened it. It is still in its plastic on my coffee table. I kind of don't want to open it and start absorbing it until I have the time to really sit down and absorb it. I feel like it's kind of because I don't want to half butt it. Maybe I shouldn't curse. I don't know. I'm not going to half butt it. It's I don't want to just flip through it and then be yeah, that looks pretty cool, and then put it away. When I sit down and I open it, that's when I'm going to be I'm going to be all over that book. But I mean, even the cover is beautiful. So I assume that the book inside will also be just as good. Hello to everybody who has been saying hello. I'm noticing a lot of hellos in the comments. What is the next Michael Jackson review? The next Michael Jackson review will end up being for Blood on the Dance Floor, I believe, was the next one after History. I don't know when that's coming, but that is the next one. Technically, Blood on the Dance Floor should be pretty easy because there's only 5 or 6 original songs on there, and then the rest of them are remixes. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Tony says that the 7 video was great, and I love Crystal Ball review. Thank you so much, Tony. You're my girl. You've been with me. You've been with me for a while here. Thank you. I've been seeing your pictures on Facebook too, by the way. I've been seeing you in that flowery dress thing, looking good. Let's see. What are my personal thoughts on Tabloid Junkie? I really, really like that song. I put a lot of my thoughts in the history review about that song, but it's a good song. I really like that song. So let's see. This is this is like the first time I've actually been able to catch the live stream. Well, thank you, Abby. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you coming and catching the live stream with us. Yeah, small home improvements can balloon quickly. They definitely can, especially since, like I just said, I don't half butt anything. So I'm like, well, if we're going to replace one fan, we have to replace all of them. And if we're going to if we're going to paint one wall, we have to paint them all. We should give a new coat of paint to everything. And that's kind of how I am. And that's why my wife is often infuriated with me. So, Kelly, the other channel is called The Turnout. Yes, I have one called The Turnout, and the other one is called MPQ Mastery. The Turnout is where I do my non-Prince videos. So I talk about Charmed and TV, movies, and stuff like that. MPQ Mastery is where I talk about my very favorite mobile game called Marvel Puzzle Quest MPQ. So, really, really good channels. I think so. I mean, obviously, I think that they're good stuff that I put up there. So we'll see. They're both pretty small in comparison to Princess Friend, but also I started them much later than I started Princess Friend. So they're still growing. They're still on track though. Let's see. Oh, another one, Vintage Chic. This is your first time making the live stream. Well, thank you so much for coming. It's an honor really to have any of you guys here, especially like I said, it's the night before Thanksgiving. I'm sure a lot of you are likely scrubbing pots and prepping meals. My wife is not here right now, and probably as soon as she gets home, that's what we'll be doing because we host our Thanksgiving, and we're gonna cook. We cook the turkey and the ham and like a couple of sides, and then everybody else brings everything else. So that's usually how we run ours. But since we bought our house, we have been the one to host Thanksgiving as well. So there you go. Let's see. I was recently at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland. They had an exhibit of cities that influenced music. Minneapolis wasn't one of them. How could this be? It's an interesting question, Jolly. Because I mean, there's definitely a Minneapolis sound that was kind of created by not just Prince and a bunch of others, and Andre Simone, and a bunch of other really great musicians that came out of Minneapolis. So the idea that it's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I mean, it kind of makes sense because the Minneapolis sound is so Minneapolis that I don't know if it really influenced a ton of other music kind of going outside of Minneapolis. And it's kind of sad that it didn't, because I think it should have, but I don't know. Maybe one day it'll end up in there when Minneapolis sound makes maybe a little bit bigger of a splash. Maybe one day it'll happen. We'll see. I don't know. Let's see. 95 Mama, is Free Yourself a Prince cover of In Vogue? Free Your Mind? No. Free Your Mind was In Vogue. Free Yourself is a Prince song, an original Prince song. And it was funny because what was it? Erica Thompson, who is another, she has a Prince blog. She actually posted on Twitter that was like, "Ooh, the new Fantasia album is awesome. It's called Free Yourself, and the title track is really great." And I was like, could Fantasia have covered Prince? I was like, I kind of would like to hear that. I'm not even that big of a fan of Fantasia, but I'd like to hear what Fantasia singing Prince would sound like. But it wasn't. it was a Fantasia Free Yourself song. So anyway, let's see here. Hello, Eloy, my friend. Hello, Deborah. Let's see. Yeah, currently going through a bad phase in my life. Girlfriend dumped me, and I'm not having the best of time at work and lost a lot of friends. Prince's music has gotten me through the hard times. Yeah, I mean, and that's honestly how I feel about a lot of Prince's music in R99. Prince's music has gotten me quite through quite a few pieces of my life as well. The biggest thing is really just stay positive. Listen to his happier music. Don't listen to some of the sadder songs. I remember when I was going through my divorce, and I made the mistake of listening to some Cure, and and I was like at work, like bawling my eyes out at work, and that was not smart of me. So don't do what I did. Don't listen to sad songs while you're sad. Sad songs are good when you're happy because you'd be like, yeah, remember times when I felt like that. You don't want to be sad while you're listening to sad songs because that just drags you further into sadness. Um, I don't know. That's just my thought on it. Anna, so excited for 1999 Super Deluxe. Me too. I actually got my hands on a digital copy of it, although I do have the physical copy coming next week, like everybody else probably. um, but I've only so far I didn't like jump. I'm a from beginning to end, cover to cover person, so I immediately put on the remastered 1999. And you know what? I have some thoughts about how they remastered 1999. It's a really good modernization of the sound and the production value, but it has a couple of hiccups in it that obviously I'll be pointing out whenever I do my final review of that. But yeah, I'm digging it so far. It's at least volume louder. um, have I done the Rainbow Children, MK1 Productions? Have I done a review for the Rainbow Children? No, I have not. And this is, I guess, a great place to remind everybody. I've been doing my Prince reviews in order because I feel that Prince's music is a journey. So we started with For You, and we have made it all the way up through most of Crystal. Well, we finished Crystal Ball, and now we have The Truth and Kama Sutra, which were part of the Crystal Ball set, but they're not actually Crystal Ball. They're two separate albums that were just included with Crystal Ball. So I do go in order with my reviews. I don't skip around or just do what I feel like it. That's just me. Not everybody is like that. I'm sure other people will be happy to just kind of jump around with their reviews and do whatever people are talking about right now, stuff like that right now. But though, for me, it's all about staying consistent with the order. So, and after Kama Sutra will be New Power Soul, and we'll move on from there. I think it's going to be really, really good. But that's how I do my reviews. That's how I've done my reviews from the beginning. And we've been doing this now for 3.5 years. Wow, 3.5 years. Man, look at how far we've come in 3.5 years, guys. This is ridiculous. So let's see. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody who's saying Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. I'm not going to individually respond, but thank you for that. Which song is next for wordplay? You know what? That's a good question. I have a list of songs that I've been collecting that, I'll probably end up just kind of, figuring out which one, people are most interested in hearing right now and talking about. Like Seven kind of came out of left field. I was just ready to do that one. But I was thinking about doing 1999. Like that's an easy one to do. I was thinking about doing The Exodus Has Begun because a lot of the lines in that song, they all mean different things and they're kind of pointed at different people. So that's a good one to kind of break down. I was also thinking about possibly, bringing wordplay to other artists, maybe doing a Childish Gambino song or maybe doing a Michael Jackson song, something like that. I still have to do more Michael Jackson reviews and Madonna reviews. Oh my gosh, not enough time in the day, because I still need to do more 311 reviews. Oh my God. If you guys haven't heard the new 311 album, Voyager, I would say it's probably my new very favorite 311 album. So just anybody who just happens to be listening who's into 311, I've done 2 reviews for 311 so far. Their newest one, probably my favorite. I think it's the best stuff that they've come out with in years since the beginning. It's really, really good. So anyway, thank you very much for that question, though, Blackout Refox. That's an interesting name, Blackout Refox. Oh, look at that. When are you going to do another Madonna review? Hey, look at that. Don't know. Probably after the new year, I'll hit both a Madonna and a Michael. Probably at least for the rest of 2019, it's probably going to be all Prince, and then I'll start doing non-Prince things again after the new year. It's just easier for me to do it that way. So let's see. Will you do an analysis for the lyrics of The Breakdown at some point? At first, they seem straightforward, but more intense listening suggests that they are not. Wow, it'd be nice if I could read. Yeah, I mean, eventually, probably when we get closer to that, which it's hard for me to promise that because that'll be years from now. Somebody asked me like, "How long is it going to take you to get through all of the reviews for all of Prince's album?" I'm like, I don't know, maybe another 4 years would be my guess. Man, it's ridiculous how much, because it takes a lot of time to make the reviews, but also I don't like to just rush through them. I mean, if I just did like one a week, we'd be done in like, I guess, a little bit less than a year, maybe a full year. It's so crazy. Anyway, Shane says, have a great Thanksgiving. Obviously, we don't celebrate in Australia, but we do love to try pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie one day. I prefer pumpkin pie generally, but if somebody makes a really good sweet potato pie, it's really, I mean, sometimes a good, because it's all about if it's made right. Like my pumpkin pie is really good. I've tried other people's pumpkin pie and I go, meh. So yeah, anyway, there you go. I probably shouldn't have like bleh. It's anyway. Yeah. So see, you say peace. Hey, I cannot get Love Sexy on iTunes anymore. Why though? That's a very good question. I honestly don't know why. That got taken off like months ago, where all of a sudden you couldn't get Love Sexy on iTunes. And it's probably a licensing thing because you could still get it on other platforms. Probably on iTunes, it's just something like if you didn't buy it, then you no longer have the license, and they no longer have the license to sell it. So, I stream all of my music, but I've also said in the past that I pay yearly. It's $25 a year, and it's a thing called Apple. It's iTunes Match, and what that is like years ago, I uploaded all of my music, and that includes all of my Prince music to Apple's, backup and their servers and stuff, and then I can access that anytime I want because I owned the CDs. I put them on my computer, and then Apple says they'll match the music on the cloud. It works out great for me. It means I can stream all of my music, not just what I've purchased from them. I can stream anything, which I prefer that. So yes. Let's see. Why did you decide to branch out of your Princess Friend channel with MPQ Mastery and the Turnout? Oh, well, that's a good question. Mostly because in any endeavor, you want to diversify. If I woke up tomorrow and Princess Friend for some reason wasn't around anymore, I'd have all of this camera equipment and software and all of this stuff that I have for making videos. So it would be silly for me to not try and use what I've learned doing Princess Friend to pursue multiple things, because I'm into Prince a lot, but it doesn't fully encompass everything that I'm about. So on the Turnout, I talk about a lot of my more geeky things. I talk about like Marvel movies and like entertainment news. Charmed, as I said before, I talk a lot about the new reboot of Charmed because I like it a lot better than the original Charmed. So sue me. But on MPQ Mastery, MPQ Marvel Puzzle Quest is a game that I've been playing for 5 years. And it's kind of like why I started Princess Friend was I needed a place that I could like talk about the things that I love. And, YouTube became that. So if you look at YouTube as the overall umbrella, not Princess Friend as the umbrella, but YouTube as the umbrella, well, it means that then I'd want to express myself in as many different ways on YouTube as I can, if that makes sense. So I do like to diversify, though. start different things. So like I said, Prince's Friend is here. It gets good traction. I have great subscribers. You guys are amazing followers. But then I'm actually cultivating new communities in those other channels. And some of you have actually come over to those other channels too, which is always nice, because then I get to hang out with you guys in multiple places and talk about different things. Because like I said, as much as I love to talk about Prince, let's talk Marvel movies, let's talk, video games. I'm a generalist a lot of the time. I can talk about a lot of different things. Here is Blue Heaven Lil. Thank you again for continuing to keep Prince's legacy alive and to also get us all thinking. I think Prince would be glad to know that he still has us thinking. I agree. I think that's what Prince was all about. Like, he wasn't about giving answers. He was about making us think. That's actually very Confucian of him. That was the thing. Confucius was all about, asking questions that get people thinking. And that's what I'm all about too. Like, I'm here to give you my thoughts. And then that's why at the end of my videos, I go, and what do you guys think? Now, I'm not trying to say that, like, when I come on and make a video, now it is the truth because Prince's Friend hath spake it. No, it's like, this is my opinion. I want to hear what you guys have to say about that too, because it is supposed to be a conversation. The only one who knows the real answers to anything is Prince, because he was the one who did it. But as all good art is, it can be interpreted in many different ways. So I come onto my channel and I talk about the way that I interpret things, and that's why I love to hear why how you guys interpret things. So yeah, there you go. All right, let's see what else we got here in terms of questions. Let me go over here real quick. Oh, excuse me. So I see here, you've mentioned this a few times, Brian. I just want to know what 17 is all about. I'll have to do more research. Because I know that he has 17 days. He's mentioned 17 a couple of times in his songs, but he mentions 13 more times, I think, than 17. But I'd have to look more into that. That's not something that I have previously looked into. Hey, Kimberly, happy Thanksgiving to you as well. And good to see you here. Thanks for joining us on the live stream. And hey, Marv, what up, man? I like how you call me big bro. That's nice. I like that. Should have a lot of little brothers out there. Little brother, little sisters. Should be fun. But happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Yeah, it is crazy. It's been 3 years. Trust me. It creeps up on me every so often, and I'm like, what? Hey, Marv, so you are saying what 311 is the new album? It is called Voyager. Go check that out, because that album is really, really good. And I'm realizing that I'm kind of behind on these, so I'm going to try and skip ahead. Will I ever do an interview with Mei Ling Poole? I'd be interested in doing an interview with Mei Ling. I talk to Mei Ling every so often on Facebook because she has shared her story with me before, and we've discussed it and her part in Prince's legacy, and that she was Little Red Corvette and all that stuff. So we've discussed it. I know that she's coming out with a book. So if probably, maybe around the time that she comes out with the book, maybe she'll be open to doing an interview. It feels weird to do one before that, especially since I think she's nearing done. So I probably would wait to try and get that at that time. And I probably should have left that question clicked while I was talking. Yes, Judith. So thank you, Judith, for that question. I apologize. I meant to click it so that it was up here earlier. But I do like that feature where I can click it and it shows up in the feed. I do really like that a lot. Let's see. I'd really like to have the song that was kind of released then taken off streaming due to legal reasons. I think you're talking about Deliverance, Kimberly. And if you don't have Deliverance, I'm sure some friends could probably get that for you. If you have a really good friend, maybe send an email to somebody. Just saying. Just saying. I started, here's one from Rehash. I started my Prince journey late last month and have loved every album so far. Diamonds and Pearls, Dirty Mind, Musicology are my favorites so far. Thank you for helping me into Prince. Well, thank you, Rehash. I appreciate you coming and telling me that. Like, I'm honored to be a part of anybody's musical journey. Like, if all I do is just like pop up in your YouTube feed and you go, "What's this strange guy talking about?" Oh, he's talking about Prince. Maybe I'll try Prince. Even if you didn't listen to anything I said, but seeing my face and seeing that I was talking about Prince made you go listen to Prince. Then I've done my job. But and even further there, I do try to get people to like really try to get them to think about what Prince was putting out there, the consistency, the artistry, the messages behind everything. It's crazy to think that earlier this year was when I made my Prince Was a Modern Day Sage video. And like we're coming up on almost a year from that video. And I think it's hit, oh my God, it's hit over like maybe 12,000 views or something like that, which is not as big as I thought it would end up being. I thought it was maybe going to explode, but it's also not like super searchable keywordy. So it's not huge on that sort of thing. So let me see, how many views does it have? I'm like very curious about that now. Why won't you just show me how many views it has? Of course it's not gonna. Come on, show me the views. You're not showing me the views. Trying to find the thing. Yeah, so since published, it's got, like 14,000 views. I feel like that video should get some more love. Maybe when we come around to the year anniversary of that video being released, then I'm going to end up maybe like resharing it and maybe doing another kind of like throwing it out there again. So yeah, I'm happy about that. Let's see. How do you feel about Prince's use of hip hop and feel like early 90s Prince was trying too hard to be hip, aka black? I know he's black, but I mean stereotypically black. I don't agree with that. He used hip hop and rap the same way that a lot of people did. He did some interesting sampling, and he was, he was a good rapper. He wasn't a great rapper, but he was a good rapper, because he could write lyrics. And that was really funny when I interviewed the MPG, and and I asked Tony M. I said, "Did you and Prince ever have a rap battle?" He's like, "I wish that man would come up to me and try to battle me. I'd smack him around." He's like, he's way better at me. He's way better than me at everything else, but like he'd come in and be a rapper. Like, nah, man, I'll wrap circles around him. I'm like, you know what? That's probably true. So, but no, I mean, that was honestly the thing about Prince was, I would say probably, starting in like the early 90s and whatnot, he did start to kind of start integrating more hip hop and, black music back into his music, because it was very kind of heady, kind of, more rock and stuff, more appealing to a white audience. Obviously, anybody can listen to Prince's music from any era, but it was more appealing to white audiences as a whole. So when he started kind of bringing in more of that, it did turn people off in the 90s, on top of all the other hijinks and stuff that he did in the 90s. But I don't think that was him trying too hard to be black. He was trying to incorporate new sounds and new things that were out at the time, but also flipping them on their head. Kind of like what I was talking about before was that, when I was talking about it in the 7 video, and the video explained the lyrics, for the longest time, he was kind of anti-hip hop, because he would use hip hop, but he was rapping about the more positive things. He was trying to put out there a message in the same way that people were listening to it, but trying to put out the antithetical message to the, money and bitches and drugs and guns and stuff. And he was just like, no, like death from envy is the only way, So anyway, I think I've belabored that one a bit too much there. I just saw somebody, and I think it clicked away, but somebody said that they did buy Love Sexy on iTunes, and then they now still don't have access to it. Yeah, you need to contact them and get your money back. Just saying. Totally get your money back. If you paid for it and you don't have it anymore, that ain't right. That ain't right. What's my favorite Thanksgiving food? Wow, that's not a question I was expecting to get. So I do make this thing called onion pie, and it's one of my very favorite things. It's like, as far as I know, I'm the only one that makes this thing. I'm the one that is responsible for bringing my patented onion pie, and it is a pie made of onion. It's exactly what you think it is, but everybody loves it. It's great. To answer your question, Teresa, how am I? I am good, thank you. um, so yeah, let's see. And yes, I am good. Glad you're hanging in there, Brian. If they were to re-release Love Sexy, would you prefer that they release it as one track or as 9 separate tracks or 2 discs with both? I would say if they were to re-release, they would need to release it as one. I don't think that it's good to separate the project too much from Prince's original vision. I know that if you buy like the digital version of the album, it ends up coming as separate tracks. But also, what iTunes did to those tracks is they fade in and fade out instead of going seamlessly into each of the songs, and it really disrupts the flow of the album. And yeah, not happy about all of that. So I would say it would need to stay as one disc. So that's just me. So this is a good question from Jolly. Why isn't New Power Soul on Apple streaming service? And I will answer that for you right now. Do you want to know? I can tell you, because it's a New Power Generation album. It is not a Prince album. The deals that have been made with the estate have been for Prince albums. So you won't have Exodus on there. You won't have Gold Nigga on there. You won't have New Power Soul on there. Any album that was just the New Power Generation, not Prince and the New Power Generation, and not Prince, not the Symbol, because there's even some stuff that's not up there that was Symbol. So it is very much a legal thing in terms of the name. And when Prince did a bunch of that stuff and he was releasing albums under the band name, not his name, that meant that now if they make a deal for Prince albums, that doesn't count. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting how that works. Let's see. I'm going to skip a little bit ahead because I have fallen far, far behind. Whew. Man. Jamie Schaefer says, Prince is the most connected to Prince because of the year I was born. All right, that's fair. That's fair. I still think that it's not like his best work. He came out with stuff way bigger later on, and way better music, in my opinion, than the stuff that he did early in his career. But that stuff is really, really good. So that's not to say that it's bad. It's just saying, hey, I like some of the other stuff better. So there's that. Yeah. Judith, what did I think of Taika and Alfred selling their shares to Primary Wave just recently? That is a very good question, and I'm still kind of mulling that over. That's one of those videos that I'd like to make soon, and I'm still trying to do more research and trying to figure out, what are the benefits versus the drawbacks to doing such a move? What are some possible reasons why they might have done this? So yeah, I'm kind of interested in how it all kind of went down, and I'm still, like I said, I'm still researching that. I don't personally have any thoughts about it because I don't really care as long as the music gets released. So that's just me. As long as the music gets released, then I don't care which siblings get money for it. That's, I will give my money to whoever owns the thing, so that I can have the thing. I don't know. Is that too simplistic of a thought? I mean, that's just kind of, I think that's just how, I think that's just how my brain works. Is you have the thing that I want, here's money for that thing. Like, unless you are like a murderer or a super terrible person who is like oppressing the poor and all of that stuff, okay, cool. Well, maybe I don't want to pay you for that thing. I'll maybe find the thing someplace else. But if you're just a person, I'll give you money for the thing that I want. So, so yeah, anyway, I don't really have too much of a thought on it, but like I said, I'm still mulling it over because that's not the kind of thing that I want to make. I don't want to like bring that up, and because the problem is that people go, oh, see, they never cared. They never cared in the first place, and they're terrible people, and they should have never been. It's just like, all right, hold on, hold on. I'm sure probably they had reasons. Like, calm it down, you people. So anyway, anyway, I'll stop now. Hey, Chris has joined. Chris Lacey, hello, my friend Chris. If I had to choose one quality or characteristic that made Prince stand out among the greats, which would you choose? What I would say is his showmanship, and honestly, I think he took a page from the he took a page from like David Bowie, who obviously took a page from like Alice Cooper. And a lot of people have taken this note, is that even if the music isn't good, if you can make a spectacle of it and you can make it a thing, then people will pay attention. Now, in Prince's case, he made a spectacle, he got people to pay attention, and then the music was awesome as well, and then that kept people around. But there's a bunch of different artists that that's how they did it, and there's a bunch of artists who come out and they make a splash and they make a big spectacle and then they fizzle out and they go away. But there are some who are able to do this consistently over time. Prince was one of them. Marilyn Manson is one. That's probably why I listen to Marilyn Manson still, because there's a certain spectacle to it, but also he's a pretty good rock musician. So I'll give it to him. He's good. So hopefully that was a good question. A lot of people would just say he's musicianship. He's a great musician. It's just like he was that, but I don't know if that is the thing that really separated him, because it's kind of like what he said. Like if you read the book, like he's like, he took the co-writer of the book to a concert, and they're watching the concert, and he's just like, look at this guy is amazing, but he doesn't have anybody behind him. He's never going to get discovered, and that's the thing. So it doesn't matter how talented you are. It's great if you are talented, but you need to be able to get in front of people. And Prince was always good at creating that spectacle, from the, kind of making, the really kind of pushing the sex really early on, to changing his name, to stopping his cursing. It's funny to think that not cursing was a spectacle driven thing, but it really was. So anyway, hopefully that was a good answer. There you go. I answered it though. Man. All right. We are coming up on an hour, so I'm going to go ahead and actually call it here. I know that there's a lot of really great questions that I'm seeing here. I'm going to hit this last one because Jamie just posted it. Jamie Schaefer just posted a question. What do I think about Prince? Cuz Chaz Smith on Justice for Cuz. Hope we really find out what really happened and stop hiding stuff that we need to know. I'm not really sure how the context of that question and the way it was written is a little bit confusing. But what I'll say is, I think the truth will not remain hidden for too much longer. I mean, eventually all things come to light, and I think it's going to happen. I think that if Chaz knew anything that was super important and pertinent to the investigation, we would already have that information. So I think right now he's kind of talking about it, and he's saying like, hey, like, there's definitely, he's kind of like a lot of us. Like, he's like, there's something here. It's not right. We need the truth. And that's what he's doing. I'm not necessarily thinking that he has any extra information or anything. So anyway, that's just my thought on it. So with all of that said, don't forget to check out the social media. That's at Princess Friend YT. Don't forget to check out the Patreon, patreon.com/princessfriend. I do talk about it a lot in my videos, but it is really like it keeps me it keeps the lights on, and it really supports the channel, and it gives me the freedom to be able to do this instead of going and getting a real job. So so if you can, always happy to have new patrons. And again, I'm going to be giving some Christmas presents to all of the patrons this year. So if you're a patron in the month of December, you're going to see some good stuff. Also, I am learning guitar again. I've been doing it now for the last couple of months, and I'm pretty good. I can kind of play the cross now. I'm still kind of learning a little bit of it. So maybe after the new year, I'll have some videos of me doing some songs. So I'm hoping for that, because, you know, I've always been able to sing pretty good, but I'm really trying to bring up the level of musicianship, because I feel like there's music in me. And here's my goal, and I'm going to tell you guys what my goal is, and we'll see if it happens. My goal is to take the next year, so all of 2020, and I'm going to learn the guitar, and I'm going to learn bass, and I'm going to learn the drums. And once I've learned those three instruments, and I mean, I guess I could technically learn a little bit of keyboards or something like that, then I'm going to write a whole song, and I'm going to write a whole song, maybe an album, maybe more than one song, but I'm going to do the whole thing myself in Prince's honor, and do it just like Prince. And you know what? It might suck. It might be the most terrible thing ever, but it's going to be something that I can say that I've done. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And maybe you guys can come along with that, on that ride with me, and we'll figure out how I can incorporate that sort of thing into the channel. So I've gotten some of my string work and stuff down on the guitar. I've gotten it pretty good. I'm still not great, but I'm getting it pretty good. So we'll see what happens, and I'll be sharing some more of my progress and stuff with you later on. But with all of that said, may you live to see the dawn. I love you all. Thank you so much for coming to the live stream, and peace out. Happy Thanksgiving.